See if anybody pops in here. And what are these little buttons over here? At least 1 minute of videos needed to start a highlight. Okay. Where the... Namaste Galactic family, come on into this live for Lionsgate 88. Hey guys, come on in and check in. It's 8:15 p.m. on the Lionsgate and we just are checking in, me and my dear sister Evie, who has come to visit me all the way from Belgium, so I'm so excited that she's here. And we've come to give you guys an update about the energies today. We've had a really full day. Hey guys, yeah, come on in, JT. Hey Judy, how's everybody doing for 88 Lionsgate? The energies are really intense today. We have literally picked up on so much already. Yeah. We went down to the Navy Air Force Base here down in Pensacola, and we want to fill you guys in with the energies that are there. They were really intense. There's a lot of, I guess, frequency alteration that they're doing down there. It's the first time that I've gone down to check it out. I've been meaning to go down and check it out for a while since coming down to Pensacola. But we decided to go down today because it was really, today was the memorial for a lot of things actually. So this is a really heightened time, not only just because it's a portal, but because it's a portal, I think a lot of really significant things have fallen in this timeline. So one of the main things that we remembered was the fires that went down in Maui. It was in Maui, right? And it was the Lahaina fires? Lahaina, am I saying that right? Lahaina? But yeah, so it's been 1 year since the Hawaii fires, the devastating fires, and then also when we were at the Navy Air Force Base, we seen that it was the memorial for the atomic bomb that was dropped in Nagashima, yeah. So it's a really significant time for war timelines, and so today we also had the Germany Gridwork that we did as well, and we were clearing a lot of the World War II timelines today because it's actually really important to do the clearing work on the memorial days for these events. Actually, that's the perfect time to do the clearing work because that's when you can really tune into the energies the most, essentially, basically. And so that was kind of what we picked up on there. Say hello to everyone. Evie, coming on in. We got lots of people here right now. Hey, Joshua.
Hi guys.
Hey, Seema.
Welcome to the channel. So glad that I'm here in sunny Florida. So hot, but luckily we had a wonderful pool to swim in. So I had a lovely day today. We saw a lot. We experienced a lot. So, and we want to tell you. So it was really, yeah, an intense energy for me. It felt like more intense than other Lionsgates. So I think that's the reason that a lot is coming up. Also like a lot of shadow. And that, yeah, I think that was what we felt clearly on in the Navy base. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, there was a lot of people there. Actually, it was pretty busy, I think, for it being, you know, the middle of the week, basically, like not being a weekend or something like that, because we actually visited, there was a museum there because Pensacola is basically the cradle of aviation. So some of you may have heard of the Blue Angels They're kind of like a huge air jet like show. They put them on these shows on all over the world, but most primarily they put them on here down where the Navy base is located here in Pensacola. This is like a major hub for all of their like jets, fighter jets. What other types of like aircraft did we see? Because there was like the big balloon things. What are they called? The
Yeah.
I don't remember
The
what they're
helium
called.
filled, yeah.
They're like helium filled like fighter balloon planes. They had Hellcats. They had I don't really
Like
remember the
large
names of the
bombers,
planes.
yeah.
Yeah, like large bombers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and inside you've seen all the planes, and they had all the bombs actually still attached to the planes, so you could go up and like see the bombs and like touch the bombs. Like, of course, I don't think they're the actual bombs. Like,
No,
they're not inside,
they're
but they're like the
replicas,
outer
yeah.
shells of them. Yeah, so I mean, that's the thing about these war timelines is like, yeah, they are so celebrated in like the museums and like everywhere that we can reflect on when these things occurred and these timelines actually happened. And it's just really interesting how much this energy is coming up for the Lionsgate. I think that the more that we get serious about our collective healing and the more that we really recognize what we have to clear to transcend the old, because the messages that have been coming up are letting go. We need to actually let go of the past. Not only do we need to acknowledge it and heal it and lift it and shift it, but we do have to let go of a lot.
It's all about making
Yeah.
peace with the past, I think.
Yeah.
Because that's the healing. Because a lot of the time the remembrance of those wars brings also, or triggers also, like everything connected to it. So I think that needs to be healed, that we can like look in a neutral way to the past, like while understanding what has happened so that it doesn't happen again, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, it's just, it was so interesting to me how much when you're going through these war memorials and these war museums, how much like I think honor and ego and like the patriarchal domination and control, like it was very fascinating to me how much technology, like war technology, how much is invested in war technology.
Yeah, a lot of money.
Yeah, a lot of money, big investment. So, and this is very advanced technology. Like looking at this stuff, like you couldn't like nearly look at like modern day man and think like, oh, we have the ability to create these bombs, and oh, we have the ability to create these planes and these fighter jets and these things. It's, you know, it's extraterrestrial technology. Like it's totally ET technology.
Yeah, we picked up on that, like the connections to the Greys and even Truman, President Truman. So, and yeah, we connected it like through the, almost like the male wounding, like, and also like mass destruction, like bringing mass destruction and harvesting.
Yeah.
Almost harvesting from souls, I think. Also connected to blood sacrifice, of course. So yeah, a lot of wounding, and also the connection we talked about, the connection with money. Like of course, war brings in a lot of money, and it's almost like, well, I once read that countries that have a big debt and they are in a war, like all the debt is erased and they can make like a new start, like implementing like new rules, a new structure. So yeah, I picked up a lot on that.
Yeah. Yeah, when we were going through it, that's exactly what she was saying, was they create these wars so that way they can eliminate the debt. So, I mean, that's really, I mean, it's not, I was telling her, it's not like I can just get mad at my credit card company and go like, I'm going to go claim war with the Capital One because, you know, I want to wipe out this debt. So it's this, like, it's entitlement, and it's really like this tunnel vision to destruction that creeps up through, I think, particular bloodlines and the ET races ultimately that are hybridized within us that are bred for war. I mean, we have to remember that this does exist inside of us. It exists inside of collective humanity. So, yeah, there's so many people here right now. Hey, Joshua. Hey, Victoria. Victoria says, my dad went through 17 atomic bombs off the Bikini Islands. Do you mean the Bimini Islands? Or is it the Bikini Islands? He was a Navy man. Yeah, the Navy is really an interesting sector of the military. They seem to be the most connected, I feel, to the most deepest levels of secret space programs. She says it changed my dad's DNA forever. Yes, it absolutely will. Protect your babies, okay? Protect them from joining these military groups if you can. I mean, I guess that if somebody's like, you know, really wants to go do that, you know, I mean, there's nothing you can stop someone, but like, I would really talk some sense into your youth, right?
Yeah, and maybe some seal removal.
Yeah, do some seal removal because, I mean, they're really, their career is going to be founded in blood war, cold blood war, you know, and so their money won't even be blessed. Their careers won't technically be blessed, and it's going to create hardship and karma and down your ancestral line. Like, you'll inherit that. Yeah, a lot of families are really war torn, and there's so much healing from that. That's one of the things that we really focused on with the Germany grid clearing, the World War II grid clearing that we did today, because a lot of people showed up today that their ancestors were a part of World War II, whether they sat on the side of the Nazis or whether they sat on the side of being the victim and like actually having gone through the death marches and the Holocaust and having like their ancestors be the survivors of this. Either way, it's inflicted trauma, you know, and there's guilt and there's shame and there's all kinds of depravity on both sides and lack and suffering on both sides. It's really it's
a deep wounding.
It's deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there are like different layers, you know? And yeah, it's what you said, it's the shame and the guilt. And in a war there are never winners. Every side loses. So
and I'm drinking lots of water right now because it's so hot. We have the fire going back here, guys.
Because it's not hot enough.
Yeah, we've been dealing with blistering hot weather all day. We've been, we went up to a beautiful lighthouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lighthouse down here in Pensacola as well. Check out the fire, guys. Victoria Rose says, nope, bikini. Okay. She has, I have 5 sons. None of them will ever take part in this evil. Good for you. Protect those babies. Gary says, merci beaucoup for sharing. Share a soul solidarity. Sacred Sister Indigo Angel. Oh, thank you, Gary. Crystal, a victim. Victoria says, all my sons know these are all overlays and narratives to bring about death and destruction.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Mayer says, it was profound today. Thank you. Yeah, thank you everyone who joined the Gridwork mission today. It was profound. I think it was also a challenging mission.
Yeah.
It was challenging.
It was also on different levels. And it brought up a lot of what we were just talking about. I had a more, how do you say it, chaotic feeling. Like there was coming up a lot of separation, like everyone moving in almost like different directions, but maybe touching on like different layers. So how do you feel about that?
Well, yeah, it was really multidimensional. For sure. It was super multidimensional. I think the biggest thing that I noticed was because it was challenging, it was a little less organized, I think, in some of the Gridwork missions I've done in the past. But that was because of the multidimensionality and because of all of the layers of it. I think that there's a lot of energy pockets that are stuck and blocked in Germany in probably some of these negative cycles and negative karmic wheels, and I think pockets and reservoirs of the land. Like, I think even in some layers we had trouble tuning into some of the organic resources to pull it in. Like I noticed we had to really push ourselves to even get to the point where we could connect into the crystal grid.
Yeah, it was very difficult to push through.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And maybe, yeah, I think there's also like a lot of chaos in the land due to the guilt, maybe, and the shame. And
the oppression, oppression of not being able to deal with the trauma entirely of World War II, not be able to talk about it.
Yeah, freely.
Yeah.
It's like there is one narrative, and that's the only one. It's like difficult on touching every aspect, almost, it feels. So, and I think that's what's all also was important in this mission, like to stay aligned, like to operate in unity. But that was on the other side also a difficulty. But I also believe that there is like a lot of chaos coming up by tuning into the grids, into the land.
I think it's definitely super needed, and I think we need strong healers, very strong and grounded healers with leadership abilities, but also the ability to bend and give will and give way, and to be accepting and also be allowing, and to really focus on the unity. I think there's more division in that land, and more division within the collective fields, and more division in the astral, that when you enter it, it almost disperses a disorientive field of division. Okay, and then it requires like a continual unity check, like a continual merging and bringing back to unity. I wonder if there's not some form of technology in the grids or the ley lines themselves that works solely to divide and conquer.
Yeah, like we almost experienced at the base, like some frequency distortion, probably. I think that's a possibility.
And she's talking about when we went down to the naval air space today, like the actual base, the military base. Right as you go into that base, there's like a frequency scramble.
Yeah, like it's almost a block.
Like a whole block, or like a mile long. You lose all cell service. There's like a brain scrambling technology that runs. And I think this is probably circling. I wouldn't be surprised if they had this around the entire base. It's definitely at the opening part of the base.
Because when we left the base, it was okay. Then, and that's what they're using. Also, by that they are like separating us from the connection to Mother Earth. So, and I think that's also an important aspect of healing, the connection back to nature, to our Mother Earth, grounding. And of course, when they use separation and they use that technology, we can step into our true power. And because when we unify, we get stronger, we get more powerful, and that's what they don't want, of course.
Right, yeah. So they...
Yeah,
it's just crazy how they deploy those weapons. Yeah, the weapon systems around the base. That was really intense. I feel like that was extremely intense. Like the frequency fence surrounding that was intense. Adam says, what's the significance of 888? Because I got attacked yesterday and I didn't know that it wasn't Lionsgate today. The significance today, I think the alignment is with the Syrian sun. Mm-hmm. And probably also partially to Regulus as well.
And for me, it also connects into the masculine wounding, almost. Like 7/7 felt a lot more feminine for me, and now it's the connection to the masculine. And that's what we were telling earlier, like almost that war is connected to the male wounding.
Yes. Yeah, that's been the messages, is that 8/8 has been about healing the masculine wounded collective body. It's more masculine energy. It's more masculine oriented. This is why everything in terms of the memorial, the fires, the atomic bomb, the quest for clearing and healing of Europe and Germany and the World War II grids that we've been working on. It's really aligning us to working to heal the King of Tyranny implants, all of the Draco seals. We were lifting up the Draco seals out of Germany, such as clearing all of the negative oriented and artificial and hijacked siphoned energy off of the swastika, because that's not actually what it truly means. Like, it's truly like a symbol of like freedom and peace and beauty and harmony
And even fertility.
Fertility. It's technically the geometry of our metagalactic core, and that energy has been basically stolen from like the Aryans or the original Indian Rishiks basically. And it's just been tainted and demonized, and that darkness basically dwells down in the inner earth spaces underneath Germany. I mean, there's, I guess technically it would be a swastika seal, and I think the swastika seal on a higher level or in a level of astrology resides towards the metagalactic core, or even towards our North Pole Star Polaris. And so they're distorting, I think they're distorting time through a masculine lens of destruction that runs through the Gregorian calendar, and also many other black magic spells and curses. It's almost like it's running ultimately like the well of the black magic pulls up through Germany from the Vatican, Rome, and then it pulls up through the Horn of Africa, which is the origination point of the Orion Stargate locations that come through the Gulf of Aden, and also all of the black magic and pharaonic spells that have been casted through ancient Egypt as well, Saqqara, and
which one was it? We also did a connection to Sekhmet, because it was the Lion's Gate, and yeah, Sekhmet is the a female lion goddess. Let us call it like that. So yeah, but that was very interesting. That the connection with ancient Egypt always comes back. I think that's almost like some kind of cradle, where everything spins off from almost.
Yeah. Well, it's the fourth planetary stargate, and I don't think a lot of people maybe realize, but that is an Orion-dominated stargate. All of those stargates, basically, along the 33rd parallel, are connected in some way or associated with it. So I think what's ultimately connected to clearing the World War timelines, World War I, World War II, what else? What other world wars? Because it's like the
yeah, there were also earlier wars, but I think those two world wars were the most important and the most devastating.
Yeah, where the big bombs were dropped, basically, like in Japan. That was a big thing. That was a big part of the memorial.
Yeah, and remember that bomb almost looked like an egg.
Yeah.
And yeah, it almost feels like and an egg is of course connected to the feminine. That for me, when I talk about it now, it almost feels like a desecration of the feminine energy, almost, because that bomb is claiming lives, is claiming souls.
Yeah. Placing a bomb inside the cosmic egg, and then dropping it in Japan, right? Because who was it? Was it Truman that ordered that? I think it was Truman that ordered the atomic bomb. And Oppenheimer. There's a movie that just came out about it. Oppenheimer.
He's a German scientist. Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer is a German scientist. Yeah.
So there you have the connection with Germany also.
Wow, you guys see that? Full circle.
Yeah.
Dropping bombs on Japan. And I'll tell you what, that interesting thing about Japan is we noticed that the Japan flag was the
rising sun.
Was the rising sun.
And that's the father energy, the sun. I think a lot of sun codes are coming in now. So, yeah, full circle.
Yeah, we're going full circle. Yeah, I think he says, what is 88? What is it significant for? Well, if you're feeling attacked, well, it's because, I mean, collectively speaking, the history of the world timelines, yeah, this is a time of attack. This was the time where World War II was at its, basically like its precipice, like its stronghold, like going back to 1930s to 1945. Like those timelines, those war timelines are so active in the planetary grids. And so when we get these alignments, like, yeah, we're celebrating the portals, but what's inside those portals is uncirculated Akashic memory and history that the planet is still grieving. Like there's still Akashic timelines that are still bleeding out, technically, inside the collective vault of Orion. A lot of this gets sealed in a vault.
Yeah.
And that's another thing we were talking about, is the seals that get placed. So these seals, and I brought this up in the Gridwork today, seals are not necessarily a good thing. Anybody who's placing seals, or anybody who's trying to seal you or tell you to work with seals or tell you that you have the authority, or you need to seal a Stargate, or you need to seal a location, I think as our humble existence that we step into in terms of our own mastery, that we shouldn't feel so entitled to place seals or authoritative to work on the land in a way in which we seal things off, because that's just not the way that energy flows or works. Seals create disharmony and stuck energy. If you talk about just the J seals or the Draco seals or the masculine, feminine, or implants, and those type of seals that were placed in the Lemurian time from the betrayal wounds and trauma of those timelines. These seals create disorientation and blockages within our body, within our field, but it's also happening within the planet. And so I think that they've sealed the Vault of Orion in Germany, and it's holding all of the intergalactic Akashic records to the Orion system, right? So we can't even get in that vault to clear galactic war history. Okay, so I think the seals have to be released, which is going to flood the Akashic timelines with probably a lot of distorted memories. There's probably going to be a lot of flooding that has to happen ultimately to cleanse that, like a lot of rejuvenation with water, right? And bringing about the water. So it's making me feel like think of the floods, like the Atlantean floods.
Yeah, a big cleansing. So yeah, but I think the attacks are also connected because the Lion's Gate is now at its maximum, so a lot of light is flowing in, and because of that also a lot of shadow is getting triggered, like ego, like all the things we were talking about earlier. So
a lot of darkness is coming to light right now.
So I think at this moment shadow work is also very important to get a balance. And I think even the light influx and the code influx is so strong that you have almost no choice. You have to do the work.
And if you're ungrounded at this time, it's really important to stabilize your field as much as possible, to do whatever you can to nurture stabilization in the most subtlest ways, because that's really going to help you uphold your foundation while you're working to bring darkness to light, right? Or what's oppressed or what's in the shadow to light. So this works in so many ways, right? You might be experiencing spiritual attacks for 8-8, but essentially that's working through the collective, right? That's when we get spiritual attacks, like that's residue from World War timelines. And like the threshold of that ancient misery vault that's locked and sealed. It's all connected, because it's all connected to the satanic orders, we talked about it, the Cathars, the Templars, the Rosicrucians, the Black Nobility orders and contracts and blood covenants. We talked about this being one of the things in the Gridwork was the blood covenant orders. Like all of this stuff is sealed in blood covenants and blood black magic, which is like the hardest thing to, it's a stain. It's literally a stain.
Yeah, I think our blood is also very powerful. I think it holds star codes, and it holds the connection with Mother Earth, with the Pachamama. So I think that's why the satanic forces really want our blood. So, yeah.
Is our fire still going, Evie?
Yeah, it's still hot over
Hey
here.
guys, check out our fire. We got this fire going. We're crazy enough to do a fire right now when it's so hot out.
But it's very transformational. So
yeah. And we've been cleansing and clearing all day actually. What did we have? We had our...
Yeah, it's burnt down. Oh, yeah.
Yep, so we were doing some sacred cleansing of negative energy. Some incense sticks. This are Palo Santo, Wiracoa, and Myrrh. We did like a full cleansing after the grid work today and after we went down to the Navy base.
And we had a nice swim in the saltwater pool. Which was
and then we swam in the pool.
Yeah, also very
We swam
cleansing.
today, guys. Yep, we got in that pool today. Evie helped me do some physical therapy on some of my injuries, so it was really nice and helpful. And then we also brought out some crystals for the Lion's Gate as well, so we thought we'd talk about some of these crystals. Evie brought these crystals over from Belgium, so, I mean, they're really carrying the frequency of that part of the world, right?
Yeah, I think...
In some ways.
Yeah, in some ways. Because you never know, of course, their origins, so I think they're carrying like multiple frequencies.
Tell us about some of the crystals that we've picked up for A8. So these are all the crystals that we got out for the Lion's Gate that we think are probably the most significant right now to work with. So,
this one is the yttrium fluoride, which has a very like soft high energy for me. I don't know how it feels for you.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. I feel like ever since we got this crystal, we've been guided to work with lavender. So we've been drinking lavender tea. We went and painted our toenails lavender color.
Don't tell them everything.
But it's really bringing in just relaxation, rest, and like just more connecting into softness and just like nurturing femininity. Yeah, this is what I'm kind of feeling.
It also has like the lavender and also like a bit of greenish, which reminds me of the heart and the higher heart, like the connection.
Oh,
the
yeah.
merging.
Uh-huh.
And I think that those darker pieces are like more grounding the energy.
Oh, yeah. This one just really called to me. This one I love working with fluorite, especially if you're healing. That's one of the things we've also picked up on for the Lion's Gate is if you have any injuries right now, like if your body is hurting, you might not even realize how much you're suffering or how much you're in pain until you pick the crystals up. And then the crystals just sync with the pain receptors in the body and they just genuinely start aiding and soothing it. It's really an amazing thing that happened. I could feel it so much when I put it on my wrist because I have an injury on my wrist. So this one, yeah, for injuries, it's really amazing. Another one I think that's really good for injuries as well. This one I felt right away was this one. Was it this one or was it this one? I think it was this one.
This one?
It was this one. Tell them what this one is, Evie.
Yeah, this is a skull made of golden healer. And for me, the golden healer is like, yeah, also a very healing crystal. It feels like a very warm energy. Well, for me, connected to the Christ consciousness energy. It's like coming in through the heart, opening it up, and then, yeah, flowing like gold through your veins. It's also connected to the new earth, I think, in the golden light cities.
Yeah. This one likes to travel with us. So honestly, this one the most out of all the crystals we've pulled out, this one likes to actually go places with us. And so I think it's like looking out for us in a lot of ways. And I also feel like it's yellow, so it's like you do think of citrine, and you also think of the sun chakra, the sun crystal. What's that? Sunstone. Sunstone. Yeah. It has kind of like a frequency between citrine and sunstone a little bit, with like a touch of some clear quartz.
But for me, citrine feels more like focused energy. I think this one is like softer, more.
Yeah. What I noticed too was this one came out of all the crystals. This one was the most activated right away. Like temperature wise, it was cooler than all the rest.
It came out of the plane.
It still felt good to me. I feel guided to put this one on my third eye. I don't know. But yeah, this one's been awesome. Let's see. We also brought out some beautiful carnelian.
Yeah, and I think this one is special because it carries like a like a little cave almost.
It has a cave. And this actually came up in the Gridwork, you guys. All of that stuck and blocked and knotted up sacral chakra energy, the Black Madonna, the oppressed divine feminine, all of the dark energy, female dark energy, we have to release it from the cave systems. The caves, the womb, right? Like, that's what came up in the Gridwork, was that we had to call upon the caves to actually bring up the raw and the pure forms of the mother energy to help heal, aid, and assist in those World War timelines. Everything in terms of cross-passing and clearing those souls. Yeah, we were calling upon the caves to help us with that. And so I really think the carnelian helps and assists with that.
It's also connected to the first chakra, to the root chakra, safety. And it's also about healing, this one especially about healing the womb, I think womb energy, connected to the healing of the divine feminine, you know, because our womb is where our creational energy resides. It's where we bring like new spirits into the world.
Yeah, this one is one of my favorites, truly. Like, you always got to have a piece of carnelian around. Always.
Whatever you do, carnelian.
Whatever it is, just make sure there's some carnelian. I know this sounds a little crazy. I don't know if I should go there.
No, probably not. But you're gonna do it anyway.
But I'm gonna do it anyways. Yeah. Keep some carnelian in the bathroom, right? Like, what? Seriously, carnelian helps with, like, keep it in the bathroom, keep it near the toilet. Okay, I know that sounds crazy, but if you're having any sort of like issues with digestion, going to the bathroom, whatever, hold your carnelian while stuff is going on, you know what I mean? It helps with that part of the body, with releasing, seriously.
You mean, you mean one in every hand? Or?
Yeah, you just hold some carnelian in the hand while you're going to the bathroom. I mean, it really does help because it brings in, like, you know, gentleness and anything that's blocked or stuck in the lower regions, right? Yeah. So yeah, carnelian.
It's opening the root.
It is opening it up. It's opening it all up. Literally, it's helping you get it all out. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Also, what else do we have?
Yeah, we have a lot of stuff.
We have a lot.
What do you want?
I feel like, oh, where'd our Herkimer Diamond go? Herkimer Diamond.
It's over there.
Herkimer Diamond joined me for the Gridwork, you guys. I love Herkimer Diamond. This is one of my most magical favorite crystals of all time. Herkimer Diamond. Drop it down in the comments if you have a beautiful piece of Herkimer Diamond. Evie, what do you have to say about this one?
Well, I think this one is definitely also connected to New Earth. This feels for me like the connection really to the core of the Earth. And I think also we are all diamonds with a lot of facets, but sometimes we have to, like, wow, how do you say it, cleanse ourselves to see the glitter?
This one, yeah, well, I mean, I think this dials us into the diamond star core crystal architecture of our inner heart, of the inner planet. There's something very magical about this one. These like to get away from you. I noticed that, though. I always lose my Herkimer diamonds in like magical places. Like, they will definitely like slip off, like, if you are not paying attention to these little guys, because I think they're just such high energy that they get to where they need to go. So, and a lot of times that's in like high vibrational energetic places. So yeah, you'll easily, you know, lose this on a camping trip in the mountains or something like this, because they'll want to go be out with nature and get back to what is most just free. They love free energy. It's just freedom energy. It's just beauty as well, like you said. And New Earth, right? You just said New Earth. I think
Yeah.
Venus. Between
Yeah.
the Herkimer Diamond and the Carnelian, put both of them in my hand here. This is Venusian, super Venusian right here. So if you want to anchor in some New Earth, Venus energy, put these two together. I think we also got some beautiful amethyst. 88 Lionsgate, gotta have amethyst. I mean, this one just works on so many dimensions.
Yeah, mostly on the crown, but I did some workshop with some Maya elders, and you can also use it like to put an energetic bandage around, like if your arm hurts, you put like two, how do you call it, the two halves of one stone? It's a geode, or what? How do you?
Yeah, I guess so. It is a geode, yeah.
Yeah, and you can put those two pieces, and you just move them around the wounded part, and you have like an energetic bandage.
That's amazing. Yeah, amethyst is healing. I really think amethyst is home and heart as well, just as much as a rose quartz can be. I think you can keep a lot of amethyst in the house. Yeah.
That came up in the Gridwork also.
Yep, the violet flame. Like you just said, also, like it's a huge third eye psychic opening stone, so it really works with the third eye and intuition. And honestly, it's a great beginner crystal. Like if you're someone that doesn't have crystals, I think that this is a good crystal to start working with because it really opens up the psychic senses and tunes you in a very gentle way, but also a very powerful way. This one, I don't know too much about this one. Evie, you're gonna have to speak to this guy here.
Yeah, it's azurite. I think this one is like connected to the blue flame or the blue ray. And for me, it also works on the throat chakra. So, and what I see here is it carries also like green. So it almost feels like the connection from the throat to the heart, like in speaking from your heart. So I think that's very beautiful. And so like the green and the blue are also connected to the perfect fifth, which is a frequency connected to the human body. So it's very healing, I think.
I'm gonna have to work with this one some more to see what I can pick up on, but yeah, the clarity of the throat chakra, I definitely can tune right into that. That feels really good.
And can you also feel like it's connected to your heart through the throat?
Yeah, it feels like a power boost in the heart or in the throat. Yeah, more so in the throat.
It's almost like freeing it up.
I'll just put it here. And a lot of people really need to work with the throat chakras and get those open because a lot of people have stuck energy here. I mean, this is really what's holding so many people back, is using their voice and trusting themselves and trusting the sound of their own voice and liking the sound of their own voice. A lot of people don't like the sound of their own voice because they're so, beat down and minimized inside themselves and these limited projections of themselves internally. And it's time to move past all of that into the new realm of awakening where we get to really chant and sing and tone and understand our power here. It's all in communication and connection and how we work with others and assist others. That's the newer philosophy, honestly. Less about self and more about how we interact in a beautiful way with others. So yeah, ooh, this is bringing in some stuff here. This is gnosis and wisdom over here. This is a good one.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got the most amazing. We got some spy planes going over at top of us right now. Andy Singh says, thank you for this special live. Really enjoying. Much love and kindness to you both and to all in the chat. Peace. Oh, peace, sister from Australia. Hey, from down under. Hey, girl. Yeah, so we got beautiful malachite. This is actually a little one that goes on a necklace. I got 2 of these. So I have 2 of these. I've been known to hand these out before. Oh, I have one on my wrist too. Yeah, malachite. You gotta have a piece of malachite somewhere in your house, somewhere on your body. This one I really feel like is I feel this one healing my injuries, honestly. Again, this is another healing one, I think, like, just as much as the fluorite.
Connected to the heart also.
Heart healing.
And emotional healing, for me, it feels like too. But I think sometimes, like, wounding is very connected to blocked emotions. So I think this helps to loosen up things.
Yeah, definitely. This one, I feel like a lot of innocence and radiance of the child as well, like restoring the inner child and the heart of the inner child. And yeah, there's just something sweet about this one.
It's pure heart energy.
Yeah, it's very joy, bliss, unconditional love, unconditional forgiveness, unconditional healing, unconditional everything. This one just brings through such an amazing, I love this one so much. I was so devastated. I lost my malachite for a little while, and I think I cried for like 3 weeks until I found it. Let's see. We have just a couple more. Avi, tell us about this one.
This is Numite. And for me, it feels like a very protective, strong healer. Almost like placing a shield around. And it's also like very grounding. Like, for me, it feels like it puts me really into my center. It aligns me and protects me. I don't know how it feels for you.
I really got some Christed consciousness with this one as well.
Yeah, but there is also like some golden pieces in it, you see?
Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see.
Yeah, I think.
I'll get it kind of close. Maybe see if I can get my focus.
Yeah, it's like
there's some golden pieces. Yeah. This is Numite.
Numite. Yeah.
Numite. Yeah, so I don't know. I got almost like the resonance with can't think of the stone, but there's a stone that Christ kept with him. What was that one? There was a particular dark stone that Christ kept with him. Drop it down in the comments if you guys know what stone that Christ carried. Stone. Yeah, he carried a dark stone with him.
Obsidian.
No, it wasn't obsidian. It was something else. But it looks similar to this one, just a little bit drier almost. More rigid, but...
Black tourmaline, no.
I can't think. Centimani.
Oh, yeah.
Like a centimani. Yeah. It kind of has like a centimani energy a little bit. Yeah. Ooh, I'm happy I remembered that.
Yeah, good of you.
Yay! These crystals are helping with my memory. Oh my gosh, how funny. And then not last but not least.
Oh, sorry.
We have a couple left, but we have a little angel wing here. This is labradorite. And some gum. No, I'm just kidding. It's not gum. It's just a sticky thing. Just stick the crystal in here. But this one, yeah, man, labradorite. Wow. Tell us about this one, Evie.
Yeah, I think for me, labradorite brings you by yourself almost, and it also shows like a different when you move it, like a different, you see a different reflection of the colors. So it's very connected, like with all our different facets, and of course the angel wing brings in like some higher frequency. So I like it very much.
Yeah, this labradorite for me, it's a psychic stone. I feel like it enhances more of your subconscious depth navigability, like navigating the subconscious depth. Seen in the unseen realms, like I think it's more piercing. It's almost like a dark fluorite to me, like in the energy a little bit. Yeah, and so I think it's just you can see more of the unseen when you work with this stone. I think it helps similar. I think it's very compatible with an amethyst. So if you do a labradorite and an amethyst together, you can, I think, enhance more of your pineal activations and things like this. We also have, of course, the one and only
Pink Lemurian. With the coats.
Pink Lemurian.
I think they are up here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With the steps.
Yeah.
The steps and the crystals. That's the telltale giveaway sign. I don't know if you guys can see those steps. See if I could get it in there.
It's almost like a some kind of barcode.
Yeah, there's like kind of like, yeah, it looks like exactly what she just said, a barcode. I don't know if you can see. I'm trying to get my focus, but there's little steps. There's little steps on the side of a Lemurian crystal, and that's how you know that it's a Lemurian quartz.
And that's how you read it, by just rubbing over them. And you said, yeah.
Like this.
Yeah. Feel anything?
I feel the volcanoes down in Hawaii.
Yeah, it's definitely connected to to volcanic energy, and definitely Hawaii, because Hawaii was part of Lemuria. So
whenever I hold one of these stones, I immediately get transported to the angelic kingdom, and I'm just swimming with the golden seas of angelic tones, and I feel like it takes me into the thrones or the seraphim, or just
it's also
the gold ray.
I think, to unconditional love. It carries like the pink energy of the higher heart. So, like you said, the higher realms.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And it has a beautiful soft energy, I think.
Yeah, this one's super healing.
Yeah.
They're all really healing, you know. They're all aiding a different aspect of your healing, ultimately.
This is also like a Lemurian one. It's the Lemurian aquatine calcite. And for me, this one is like very connected to the sea, to the waters. And when you turn it around, it also like the brown connects for me with the earth energies. So it reminds me almost of some kind of world globe, you know. But mostly for me, it feels connected to water energy. So, and emotions, of course, and also like divine feminine energy.
This one's just so cute to me. It's like a little plate. It's like a cute little plate. I love cute little plates that you can just put like little cute trinkets on, like maybe some jewelry, a ring, a couple little rings.
Or other crystals.
Yeah. It's a charging plate for your other crystals. Super cute. And then we have, this is last but not least.
Yeah. This was a very new crystal, I think. His name was the Protector Smoke crystal, and it carries like a lot of keys and codes. Also like connected to the new earth for me, and it feels like a very high energy. Very opening up the crown for me.
Yeah, this one is definitely, I think it's higher, crown chakra and higher, right? Like oversoul star chakra, Tendi. Yeah, this one definitely, I think, is gonna really bridge. I'm getting like the rainbow codes coming in with this one.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
The plasma energy, almost.
Yep. Yeah, guys. So these are all the crystals that I think wanted to work with us for the Lion's Gate. So maybe that's something to think about tuning into when you're going through these portals and gateways. Like time to kind of maybe cleanse your crystals and see which ones maybe want to work with you for the timeline, just because, yeah, this is a crazy portal. It's a crazy gateway where we're having to let go of a lot. We're having to move up a lot from darkness to light. Like that's been the consistent theme, I think, for the last couple of days.
Yeah.
And it always is that, technically. Like we're always going through that at a certain level, but it's amplified at this time. It's more so at this time, especially with all of the collective transmutation that we're going through. And so it just it helps aid and assist the light body, the soul body, the spirit body, the energetic body, and the emotional body at those deeper levels. Again, focusing on stability, which I think is what's so important with getting through these timelines where you get kind of shooken up a little bit. So what else do you think is important? I kind of wanted to talk with you a little bit. So me and Evie are going to be hanging out over the next couple of days and doing some research. We're probably going to do a couple more lives coming up. We are planning on going down to the UFO house here in Pensacola and doing some little ET investigative research. Essentially, there is a house here that belongs to a guy that was part of one of the largest ET, like I guess disclosure happenings. I don't know what you would call it. It's like one of the biggest publicized ET sightings was down here in Gulf Breeze. I think this happened down in like the 80s or the 90s, but it was all documented. And this guy basically went outside and he caught legitimate pictures of like the blue beam being shot down like from the sky. I think he caught like multiple images of blue beam technology. Yeah. And just a lot of strange happenings that happen. And so because of that incident, they basically built like this huge UFO house down here. And Pensacola has been no stranger to ET sightings. Like even down on the Pensacola beach, we have a massive like ET like environment. Like there's a huge ET putt-putt golf like thing. Like there's spaceships and stuff. It's just odd. It's like it's an odd little beach city that has all this, you know, ET propaganda everywhere. And so, I mean, the ETs are technically welcome down here. Like they welcome the sightings, they welcome the UFO tours, they welcome, and it's really known for that. Even the Pensacola Pier down here, I've said before that I think it's a ET craft landing strip. You know, the way that they light up that pier at night, it's literally like if you've been to an airport, you know, and you see the runways, how they light up the runways for planes to land, it's kind of like the same thing that's going down on the pier. It's like the same type of lighting that they have. So I think crafts are landing at the tip of the pier, and also up underneath the pier there are portals that go to the dark lagoon, the black lagoon. Like there's sea creatures down there. Yeah. I've been real sea creatures. Exciting. Yeah. Serious sea creatures down there, you guys. I've seen like eels, like that's what keeps coming to me is the eels. Yeah, the electric eels, kind of like the ones from the Little Mermaid that are all like dark and slithery. Like that's kind of what I see that come out of the portals underneath the. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's just a lot of interesting things. So we're going to go around and document some of it, take you guys down to the UFO house with us to just check it out and see if we pick up on anything. We've definitely spotted a lot of craft already in the clouds.
Yeah, there was a huge ship behind us earlier in the evening. So yeah, there definitely is a lot of activity, probably also more activated because of the Lion Gate.
Yeah. So keep an eye out in the sky, guys, and put a big like on this live today. We love you guys so much. And I hope your guys' Lionsgate is going well. I hope the energies are not too intense for anyone. And yeah. So what else do you think is important for Lionsgate for people to remember, Evie?
I think it's very important to stay aligned and to ground, like by walking barefoot, being in nature, or just like being in the water. I think that's now super important because of the intense energies. And maybe do some seal removal or shadow work. I think that's the most important things to do now.
Yeah, seal removal is so important right now, particularly now that we're becoming so much more aware of how sealed everything is. You know, when we're looking at the World War II timelines and just scope in Germany today for that Gridwork. I mean, so many seals.
Yeah.
So many seals up in and through. I think they're entangled. They're entangled into the land. They're entangled into the inner earth vortices. We picked up on 4 different inner earth vortices in Germany. Do you remember the names of all of them, Evie? One was an inner earth city in Oskau in Poland.
Yeah.
Oskau in Poland. There was one. We can't remember the German name.
No, it's just too hot. we're all heated up.
One of them was like right above the eagle's nest, which was in Hitler's
Yeah.
home. There was a
I'm
inner
trying to
Earth portal,
remember.
like it was like Erkenstein or Birkenstein or something like that.
Untersberg?
Untersberg.
Yeah.
Untersberg. Yeah, maybe you guys know Untersberg, but this is at an inner Earth vortice. There was also one that was right next to the Wellisberg Castle. Do you remember what that name of that one was? The Wellisberg Castle? There was an inner Earth location there.
Yeah. No, I can't remember that one.
Yeah. The other one was the Bosnian pyramids. That one came through very strongly.
Yeah, you have the pyramid of the sun, but you also have a pyramid of love. So I think that's very. It was a pyramid of the sun, pyramid of the moon, and then pyramid of love, which I also believe that love is like the connecting force. Love, unconditional love, is the most important thing for unity. I think that will lead us to unity. So.
But I think the inner Earth gate sites in Germany need seal removal, like deeper levels of it. Like we need to focus deeper on seal removal there. Yeah.
But I think there are so many layers that you have to like work in different stages. Like do a healing and then wait a moment and then do another healing, so you can go deeper and deeper and deeper. I think when you try to clean that in one session, it's so much.
It's too much.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, so we'll probably be circling back around to work on Germany again, just because the first time going in was kind of like getting to see, recognize, and acknowledge. And yeah, we have a fire, just so you know. Our fire is going out. Evie, you want to throw some logs on it?
Yeah.
You guys want to hang out with us on Lionsgate? Evie's going to throw some logs on the fire. Let's see if we can't get it going again a little bit. I've been having to drink a lot of water. Recommendation for Lionsgate, guys. Drink lots of water, because it's been so hot. Yeah, let's see if we can't get the fire going again. Been doing some transmutation rituals and alchemizing here with everything that we picked up on today. It was such a busy day. So much that we did. Yeah, if you're just tuning in with me for the first time, hey Jim, because I see Jim's here. Hey Arizona Raven. Hey Sweetie Mick Mix or Mike Mix vlog. Hey there. Hey April. Yeah, come on in, guys. We're just hanging out. We went today for the Lionsgate. We went to the Navy, the Naval Air Force Base today. We went there from, I think we were there from about 10:30 to 1:30.
Yeah.
Yep, and we went in and we, it was pretty busy actually. And we were looking at all of the planes that they had, the Hellcats, the bombers, the fighter jets, the original planes that they, ever first built. They had water planes for water landings. They were showing how a lot of the planes try to land on their submarine cruiser ships, and most of them would fail. And like they said, they were going through like hundreds of planes that would just crash and fall off into the ocean. It was really interesting. We saw all of the missiles, all of the bombs, the atomic bomb. They had everything there, and they really talked a lot about World War I and World War II, and it just really felt like the military was, you could tell it's heavily involved in negative ET technology, just how they got all of that technology to create all of these weapons and all of this aircraft to do all this stuff. It's just, it doesn't even seem very human, does it, Evie? It doesn't seem human.
No, it's definitely, like we were saying, like cray technology. I think most of the war technology is maybe ET technology.
Do we get it going?
Of
Yay,
course.
we got that fire going. Check it out, guys. What do you think of our fire? Yeah, we're hanging out tonight. We're just
transmuting.
Having a beautiful transmutive party back here next to the pool, next to the palm trees. See my palm trees back there, guys? My palm trees aren't doing too well right now, actually.
We're going to do a healing on them.
My palm trees need a healing. I laid some palm tree food down and been watering them and just trying to take good care of them, but for some reason they're struggling, so I don't know. Something's up with the soil. Evie recommended putting copper in the soil to try to help heal my palm trees.
Yeah, maybe with some nice crystals on it. So
yeah, put some crystals in there.
Yeah, that should do the trick.
Yeah, so I think the main thing that we've been picking up on, at least with the military, the number one thing that has been consistently coming up between the UFO, the Gulf Breeze mystery of all of these ET sightings, plus going down to the naval base, is blue beam technology. The blue beam has been the consistent thing between both of those things, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, and we also came up with the connection of like blue roofs and the fires in Hawaii. Like the, how do you say it, the energy weapons don't destroy like blue colors. That's why the houses with the blue roofs in Hawaii were spared. And someone who was doing tattoos was telling me that blue is the most difficult color to laser away because it has a very narrow frequency band. So I think that's important knowledge.
Yeah, the buildings down at the Navy base were all blue roofs.
Yeah.
They had blue roofs, and so you know that they were utilizing that, I think, as probably anti-weapon technology, probably to defect and protect and things like that. And then they also were running like serious layers of frequency fences. Yeah. That's what we picked up on the most, is when we were driving into the Navy base, was we lost cell phone reception for a while. We had a scrambling like mind technology thing that kind of happened in the brain, like where we just like,
yeah, you had it also in the
felt
lighthouse.
Strange. Yeah, in the lighthouse.
Like a very dizzy feeling, like disorientation almost. Yeah, so
they're definitely running artificial frequencies around the base itself, and then once you go into the base, that seems to lighten up. So it's just interesting.
Yeah.
It's just interesting. Yeah. The blue beam technology, I think they're utilizing that for so many things. That's like a whole holographic distortion of our reality. They're projecting things into the sky, into our reality, running simulations. It's all connected to MK Ultra, all of it.
It's also like a hijacking of the blue ray, which is healing. So maybe the blue beam technology also works on our throat chakra in a way of, yeah, almost like suppressing it. Feels it to me.
Yeah. Well, that's the number one tampered like light ray spectrum, is the blue light. Yeah, that's what they can alter the most, I think, in terms of artificial distortions.
Yeah, and that's also like taking away our power to speak the truth from our hearts. So
yeah,
I think
so that's why we got to work with this azurite here to help heal and protect our throat chakras. Did I say that right? This is the azurite, Evie? Azurite. Yeah.
You're a natural.
Yeah.
Good on you.
Well, hey guys, it was so good to connect with you on 8/8. We love you all so much, and I hope everyone is having a wonderful Lionsgate celebration, and we'll be back then with another video soon.
Yeah,
I believe. Yeah,
with more interesting
we got more coming for you.
Mysteries.
More mysteries to solve. So yeah, take care, guys, and just take good care of yourself at this time, okay? Because we care about you all so much. We love you all so much. And just, extending that love out to you. Just know that if times are tough for you right now, that you have a soul family here, that just
that's important.
We're all one big family here, working on the behalf of humanity and service to others as much as we possibly can. Getting seals removed, so important. Yeah, get those seals removed. And make it my one thing I have to say is make it a consistent self-clearing and self-practice. It's not a one-time thing. Seal removal isn't a one-time thing because it's such a distortion in the collective. It's such an ancient systemic distortion in the collective. So find a way to make it a practice, you guys. Like, make this a part of your life. removing implants, removing blockages, removing seals, because it's not normal for things to be sealed, technically. It's just not how the organic flower of life flows, right? It's not how it flows. Yeah.
And don't forget about the carnelian.
And the carnelian. My advice, keep one in the bathroom, okay? All sacral chakra blockages, keep the carnelian in the bathroom. Okay. All right, guys. Love you all. Take care. Bye.